you know, the folks are coming in at a rapid rate, these investors and all these laws. I noticed the governor is opening up Guam now for the only visa. When you get all these multinationals that come here and set up camp, try to harvest all this money from the military, isn't that like an invasive species?
Well, we have invasive species of insects, we have invasive species of reptiles, we have invasive species of snails and slugs, and we also have invasive species of people.
And I agree with you what you said about independence earlier. But I'll tell you, it's very, very rare to sit down in a group and agree on anything. When it comes to independence, I don't think our relatives will agree on 60–70% of anything. We'll argue and argue and argue.
Well, that is a product of over 400 years of colonization. When you remove a people's commonality, then you remove the glue that holds a people together. That commonality was our history, our culture, our language, our heritage. That is what bonded us together as a people. The Spanish were the first to start taking things away from us. The Americans followed up. Until the internet, all of these things have been kept from us. You have archaeological studies, anthropological studies done on this island that are never released on this island. When the Retidian cave was discovered with the star calendar on the wall, that finding received worldwide attention when it was released in Texas. We didn't know about it till 5 years later. That is a product of benevolent assimilation. That is a product of colonization. To remove the commonality of a people so there is no longer the glue that bonds them together.
As a tribe, you know, like when I was living back in Oregon, I'm familiar with the Klamath Fall Indians, and the federal government and the United States Congress protects these lands under a tribe, under federal tribe. So, you know, like right now that I notice our local government wheels and deals in land, the people's land. They trade, they pass all kinds of legislation to, you know, do some kind of bartering for some new development coming in. How would the Chamorro tribe, a federally recognized tribe here, be different from their shenanigans now?
Well, another part of benevolent assimilation that our Organic Act government has been enjoying is the fact that they allow our elected leaders to pretty much do as they want, as long as it doesn't involve the federal funds. If our elected leaders want to give away our land, the U.S. government allows them to do that, because that is something else that tears at the fabric of our culture, our heritage, our society as a people. Native Americans, when Indian lands are determined by compact with the government of the United States, those lands are then protected by the United States of America. And those lands cannot be sold to anyone who is not a tribal member without congressional approval.
So they'll always stay in the family, in the Chamorro blood.
So they will always remain Chamorro land.
Because the culture is the land, and the land is the culture. That's the people. And I notice that we're losing our culture and our people,
Well, the people
because they're selling our land.
The people are the land, and the land is the people.
Okay.
And our right to protect our own land has been abridged for centuries. Any other questions? If there's no other questions, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening and invite you. Actually, next weekend, what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate the passing of the resolution. So next weekend, we won't be having an educational session, and we won't just be serving punch and coffee and some finger foods. Okay, next weekend, we'd like to have a party and invite all of you to come and join us celebrating the passing of that resolution. And once again, thank you all for joining us this evening, and thank you very much for taking an interest in preserving your culture, your heritage, and your race. Good evening.